Good morning and welcome to our very first Good Morning Eviden, our new live format, once a month, and we hope to see you very often. Before we start, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Martina Beck, and I'm very happy to moderate our session today. And we ask you, the audience, to ask some questions, because at the end of the show, we will have a Q&A, and hopefully lots of people can answer your questions, all my colleagues. I don't have to. That's the good thing to be a moderator. With me today, Udo Littke, head of Eviden DACH. Udo, I'm very excited. How are you today?
Yeah, exactly the same. Good morning, Martina. So I feel very excited, mega exciting, honestly, being part of the team inaugurating this new format coming out of Germany, especially today with the topic of energy and the transformation of the market. So I feel super exciting and very proud to be here. Thank you.
You were also talking about a new format. What do you think? What will our customers, our partners, our friends and followers, what can they expect from us?
Yeah, so, you know, in Eviden, we expand possibilities. And I think this Good Morning Eviden is a clear testament for the branding strategy, for the values we are actually demonstrating, and we thought it's might be a good idea to expand our know-how, our capabilities, our insights, to come up with solutions even beyond this traditional format we have used so far, and this in a different way of interaction with the audience. And at the same token, we have perceived that there is a demand of this information. Where are our key capabilities, our strengths? And I think it goes without saying that this is the first time, and we will continuously improve this format and try to be always bringing value to our audience and try to have a vast majority of different speakers and different topics to be very interesting.
Well, today, energetic future, the transformation of the energy sector is the topic. So what is your impression and maybe some discussions you had with the energy sector?
Yeah. So I think the energy sector in itself is really in the middle of a mega transformation. So not to say of a disruptive transformation in terms of the business model needs to change, the way the clients within the ecosystem of the energy market need to change the way, you know, from decentralized or from centralized energy production, distribution, consumption to a decentralized, and this leads to change in business model, more sustainable elements, innovative elements, combined, of course, with efficiency dialogues, and we are in the middle of it. And we have excellent skills and capabilities to serve our clients, especially in these times, and that's the theme of the day. And I'm very keen on learning what about our team, because actually we have, as we speak, the fair eWorld in Essen, and the team is here, and we're going live there, and I think that's a good moment.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the eWorld is a quite good hint, but before we have a look into the eWorld, we will have a short video and get a little bit deeper into the topic. Well, hello again. And I have now an expert with me, Emmanuel Bess. Emmanuel is Head of Energy and Utilities in Europe and MEA and Head of World Grid Global. I hope I did that correctly, Emmanuel.
Perfectly.
Welcome to our show. Yes, and as I said, you are an expert, so you can answer all the questions we have and the audience has. We already talked about it. The energy sector is focusing and facing more challenges than ever. And of course, every morning when we watch the newspapers, when we watch the news and look into the newspapers, we see that there is a huge demand we have of energy. And on the other hand, we also have to fight the climate change. So what exactly is it that energy players are working on today to solve these problems? And, what do they do to face their own challenges?
Yeah. As you said rightly, and Udo said a few words about it, indeed, the fight against global warming is one of the biggest challenge and the utility sector and more generally our civilization had to face. So to cope with this challenge and to address also the target of being a net zero carbon emission by 2050, which is the target of Europe, we need to activate two levers. First, we need to reduce consumption, and this is already something that is ongoing, and it comes with the improvement of energy efficiency, but also the promotion of sobriety, which is also a lever to reduce consumption. And the second lever is the change of the way we produce energy, moving out from the use of fossil fuel towards decarbonized sources. And this transition to decarbonized sources will have the effect on the power generation that it will increase the demand of power and decarbonized power. And although the overall consumption will decrease, the need for electricity and decarbonized electricity will increase. And to address this increasing demand, we have two kinds to produce carbonless energy. The main one is renewable, with wind and solar, and in some country nuclear. But let's focus on renewable. With this way of generating energy, it will, and it is already requesting to deploy all over the country, all over in the grid, small size and mid-size sites to generate power, and that are distributed all over the country. And it completely changes the way today we operate the grid and the way we will monitor the grid. Historically, and Udo said it already, but we used to inject in a few points a big quantity of energy from big plants on the high voltage grid, and to distribute it with kind of gravity to the low voltage and distribute it at the low voltage. With the distribution of renewable generation, we have now injection all over the country on the low voltage grid, and in some cases it can even go backward to the transport to the high level voltage grid. And this really is a dramatic change for the industry, for the way to operate the network. It will request, and it is requesting already, huge investment in terms of grid extension, and also new way to operate the grid, new algorithm, new solution. So this is indeed a big challenge.
Mm-hmm. But can digitalization help, and how and why?
Yeah. So to come back, and everything, by the way, is linked to this distribution of renewable energy and intermittence. And to cope with this, we need flexibility. And flexibility meaning the capability to activate new source of energy when you have less wind than expected, for example, and to also shut down big consumer of energy who are ready to shift their consumption from time to time, depending on the capability of the grid to distribute energy. So if we take two examples that relies on more data and more communication, if we look at the producer of renewable energy, he needs very fine weather forecast model on a local level to be able to finally forecast the energy it will be able to inject on the grid and to refine it till the very moment in terms of commitment to the market of the electricity it will inject. And so this is an increasing demand of data and communication to do that till the very last moment. And on the other side, the TSO, who is in charge of the overall balance of the grid, needs to be able to adjust every time in a near to real-time manner the producer that it will activate to supply the energy that is requested at every moment, and also to shift or to shut down some big consumer who are ready to shift their consumption and who can play with the timing of the day when they consume energy to continue to balance the grid. So this increasing of communication and real-time adjustment of production and consumption is indeed relying on digitization, and that's what we are working on.
Emmanuel, with WorldGrid, we have a global brand that is purely focused on the energy and utilities sector. So what makes Eviden and WorldGrid a unique partner in this sector? What makes us different?
Yeah, WorldGrid is indeed an affiliate of Eviden that is dedicated to critical system, handling the core processes, the core business processes of the ENU stakeholders. And we are present on the whole value chain, from production to transport and distribution and to retail. And we address both OT system, like SCADA for production, SCADA for monitoring the grid, and the IT system like energy trading or CRM or billing. And although a big part of our activity is for power, we also cover gas, water, and provide system for also these other utilities. And what makes us unique is that the fact that we are on the whole value chain and we have a comprehensive view of the business processes of our client, we are really in the right place to propose to them and to the right technology for them to tackle the challenge they face. So having really this part dedicated to the energy and utility sectors make us unique.
Thank you very, very much, Emmanuel. And I'm sure we will hear a lot more in the future about WorldGrid, about Eviden, about the fight we have in front of us. And and how we solve the challenges we are facing and our customers are facing. Thank you very much, Emmanuel.
You're welcome. Let's do so. Thank you.
So, and now we are very excited and a little bit nervous because we will have some cameras, or we have some cameras on the booth at eWorld in Essen, and I hope Simon Pattberg is there. Simon, yeah, that's good to see you.
You can hear me
Simon,
well?
how is life on the booth?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Or hi, I guess, if it's not morning for you. Good morning from Essen. You can see me. I will tell you a bit about this strange environment in which I find myself right now. We are at eWorld. eWorld is, for Europe, one of the key events for the leaders and technology firms that try to tackle climate change and try to achieve the energy transformation. And we are here too. We have a very prominent spot, and Mr. Cameraman will show you around later on. For now, I would just like to recap a bit on the points that Udo and Emmanuel made at first. there's a mega change, you said, Udo, going on, a mega transformation, a very disruptive transformation in the energy sector. That is completely the case. We have our client conversations here every day, and we realize that exact challenge and how to tackle this is the key thing that we discuss with our clients. And the message that I would like to convey to you, everyone out there, this morning is really that we have a both very passionate and experienced team here in Germany, connected with Emmanuel's international community and the World Grid team that is experienced and has been experienced with the challenges of the industry of the past and is now very ready and experienced and motivated to help the industry tackle the huge change of energy transformation. And for everyone in Eviden and in our environment, in the end, what it comes down to with the energy transformation and what Emmanuel rightly pointed out to be the challenge of bringing consumption and production together, that requires a lot of digital solutions. So what we are discussing here with our clients is, sources are different today than they were before. So that, Emmanuel, you pointed out very nicely. We have had power plants that managed with one source bringing a huge amount of energy and being not very volatile, only dependent on how we as humans manage them, to a world in which renewables that are very volatile and we need much more of will secure our energy production. And that brings a huge challenge in that part of the industry, which is the production part of the industry. And it also poses an immense challenge to the grid part of the industry. Because with all those volatile sources, solar panels are dependent on the sun and windmills are dependent on wind. We have to realize highly secure IoT environments that will be able to really not only forecast but also manage the grids in a way to handle all that volatility coming in. We need to find ways to maybe save some energy with the different discussions around hydrogen, for instance, that are out there. And we need to provide data strategies, data spaces in order for artificial intelligences and automated environments to be able to secure that real-time management of our energy. But now, coming back to where we are, I'm obviously not a radio host. So why am I sitting in, what even is this here? So Mr. Cameraman, if you could please show us around at eWorld and where we are here at the Eviden booth for just 30 seconds. Silence again, or almost silence, because what this is an audio booth that's provided by a partner of ours, and we have designed this entire booth, meaning the entire eWorld stand, around this little audio booth that we have here. Because in order to really have deep conversations, going much deeper than what we've just been laying out on the challenges of the industry, I've been having conversations with experts that are concerned about different levels, about the OT part, about the security part, about the management part, about the science part of the forecasting. All of it, we have decided last year to produce a podcast about it. Udo, you have said in your intro, we in Eviden are expanding possibilities. And so we've decided to name our podcast Expanding Utilities, being the key part of the grid transformation. And I would all like to invite you, if you like, to learn a bit more about the details of the energy transformation and really inside of client views of scientists, professors, the Fraunhofer Institute, our partners, our clients, large energy providers and smaller ones, in different roles that are working every day on achieving this challenge. We have produced a few episodes already. Don't worry about the podcast being mostly in German. We have already an episode online that's English, and what we will be producing today, starting in about 20 minutes, we will be uploading, publishing the podcast episodes during the day, and finally then ending tomorrow, and we will have 12 episodes where we will discuss the challenges of energy transformation and how to tackle that. I'm very proud with the team to be hosting this lovely thing. We've had many, many very insightful conversations yesterday. So if you'd like to learn more about the challenges of the energy transformation, please feel free to check out on whatever podcast streaming service you use, Expanding Utilities.
Thank you very much, Simon. And I'm sure it's very exciting to listen to this podcast. So
Absolutely.
just do it. Coming to the Q&As, I have one question, and this is, what are we doing on the AI front? As this is surely a tool for the grid optimization. So who would like to answer that one? Emmanuel, maybe?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So indeed, so we expect a lot from AI in many sectors of the industry. If we come back to the grid management and also the way we forecast the how our assets will evolve. Indeed, the AI is thanks to the data that we will collect with the OT system, the real-time data that we collect. It's a huge source of knowledge that can be that can feed the AI to design and detect new patterns of how our assets are evolving. We know that our industry is very asset intensive, and needs a lot of money and a lot of investment from our client to renew the assets. So especially the AI, not for the real-time monitoring of the grid, but to anticipate the way the asset will age and to anticipate potential outage. On this part, AI will be of great help. And we are working on that, combining real-time data, OT data, and historical data with AI to evolve the asset management, the way we manage the assets.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. The second question is, in the context of the competitive and evolving energy sector, what sets Eviden apart?
Maybe I take this, Emmanuel, if this is okay for you. I mean, what Emmanuel explained and Simon pointed out, at the end of the day, it turns down to the commercialization of our capabilities and being successful in the market based on the skills and capabilities we do have. And Emmanuel explained we are part of the whole value chain, and especially in Germany. And I must say honestly, I'm very, very proud on this with the strong support of the global team around Emmanuel. We are market leader in the energy sector, so we are leading the pack, and this is based on the holistic view. So we are capable to from the beginning of the value chain, in terms of production, in terms of monitoring of the grid, to support our partner or our clients across the whole value chain, up to the intelligent monitoring and distribution of real-time energy production. And I think this is best of breed. So no company has the capabilities under our own umbrella, under our brand and in our company, to serve this from an end-to-end perspective. And I think this is paying off, and we do see it, and not only in Germany, also in different other markets. And I think this is exactly what we are discussing, especially around new items like artificial intelligence, predictive data analytics, and the combination out of it. And we have the capabilities, and this is just great.
Mm-hmm. And I have a third very interesting question, and it's about the challenges regarding the energy transition and how it differs across the world. So what can we learn from other countries? Is there any exchange between the countries?
If the question is what we can learn as Germany from other countries, then we have asked ourselves that very often. I think we are not too bad, honestly. But there's two things where we actually can learn. Number one is pragmatism. We have a lot of rules in Germany around data protection requirements, security requirements. We have, of course, a very important and crucial critical infrastructure rules, but sometimes some of that regulation hinders us to really progress on the front of the digitalization and technology inclusion and execution in the grid. So pragmatism would be one point. And then number two is connectivity and smart city. So really making our country more digital, which will also help achieving the energy transformation. We need more prosumers if we want to achieve the energy transformation. We are with 1.8 million prosumers only at about 50% where we should be. So we need to have smarter cities with more solar panels, with more unique and comprehensive environments of energy production. A lot of Scandinavian countries, Asian countries are much more digitized on that front. And that's another aspect where we can learn as Germany to progress in the energy transition.
And
Thank you. Sorry. Go on.
if I may, just as a complement, because Simon answered perfectly well, I mean, inside the group, we also use the different dynamic of the countries and the knowledge which are different between countries that we build depending on the dynamic of the market to cross fertilize, I would say, between countries and promote some more advanced topic than we are in some countries to the other. So that's also a way for us, and especially for me, who is in charge of the international collaboration between the world with countries, to be more, how to say, to bring more value to our client, bringing some expertise that we can have built somewhere else.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. And thank you very much, Simon. I wish you a very busy day today in Essen at the eWorld.
It's just starting.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's just starting. People are just coming in. The event officially starts now. So we have seen only the very beginning. And we're right at the entrance at the Great Hall. So it will be a very busy day indeed. Thank you, Martina. And thank you, everyone.
Enjoy your day. Thank you very much, Simon.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Udo.
Yeah, of course.
It was a pleasure to have you here today. And of course, thank you, the audience. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you soon. Stay curious.
Thank you. Bye-bye.